Thanks for tuning into High on Horror. I'm Drew.
And I'm John. This episode and every future episode is dedicated to all the horror hounds and smokers out there who want to expand their knowledge of the genre and have a good time.
The First Omen is the newest installment in the Omen series that started back in 1976 when Superman director Richard Donner directed the hit film based off of the novel by David Seltzer. The First Omen dares to go where no other Omen has gone before. Instead of trying to show us Damien growing up like past sequels, this movie takes you to a time before the little shit was born and tells the story of his conception and birth. Stick around, we're going to talk all about it. All that and more today on High on Horror. Interviews, reviews, and the latest news all rolled into one. Before we start talking about the First Omen, we're going to start this show off with Trainwreck. When you hear that choo-choo, you know what that is. It's a segment of our show where we discuss what strain we're getting wrecked on. John, you know what's up, man. What's on the slab?
We're still dealing with the effects of that infused pre-rolled from last episode, but I got
last week.
Well, last week, which is the last episode.
Yeah.
Mischief is the one I got this week. It's an indica-dominant weed strain bred by Happy Eddie and made from a genetic cross of San Fernando Valley OG and Triangle Kush. This strain offers consumers and medical patients calming effects and can help mitigate symptoms of pain and anxiety. Mischief's abundance of limonene and mycin give it a palate of an earthy and citrus note. If you smoked, dabbed, or consumed Mischief, tell us about your experience by leaving a strain review because they don't have any reviews yet.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So
maybe
we're one of the first ones out here.
Dry mouth.
Let's see, would it have symptoms since nobody's reviewed it? No, it doesn't.
Oh, shit. Well, we'll have to write this shit
I'm
down.
need that later, though.
Oh, yeah, I got two of them over here.
Remember,
you can always tell a stoner, whenever someone lets you use their lighter, always look at the bottom of it. If it's got that black mark, you know they bowl packing. But, so big news for physical media collectors. Era Video is putting out Friday the 13th, 2009 on a limited 4K edition. This thing is loaded with goodies. This 4K edition comes with both cuts of the film, a double-sided poster, limited editions Greetings from Crystal Lake postcard, illustrated collector's booklet featuring new writing by Kat Konopka and Alexandra West, reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork. The first disc has a brand new audio commentary by director Marcus Nispel, a brand new audio commentary by writers Mark Swift and Damien Shannon, a brand new interview with director Marcus Nispel. So we got a commentary and an interview. Okay. Brand new interview with writers Mark Swift and Damien Shannon. Okay, so new interviews and commentaries with the same people. So that's a lot of information we're going to get here. Brand new interview with cinematographer Daniel Pearl. Here's a exclusive video essay called A Killer New Beginning. And then disc 2 has has the other cut of the film. The director's cut, the killer cut. I'm sorry.
I like the killer cut.
Me too. And that the only bonus feature on that disc, on that cut that's new, is a brand new commentary by film critics Alexandra Heller Nicholas and Josh Nelson. I might skip that one. I tend to not really care about the film critic versions of commentaries, but what do you think? Are you getting it? Like, does this offset the Scream Factory box set? Like, I feel like I don't need it because of the Scream Factory box set, but part of me still wants it.
I don't have the Scream Factory one, so it might be something I would like. And it's about time that movie's getting some love.
People were really fucking hyped when it was announced, and I was surprised, because remember, people always shit on that movie.
It's like, opinions changed, I think, on it a little bit. It was weird. It was always looked at as one of the worst of the remakes of the classic slashers, and I think it was one of the best. It is the best one. It was better than Nightmare, and it was better than Halloween.
By a long slide. The only remake in that time that I would say was better was The Hills Have Eyes, and that's not a slasher. Yeah. You feel me? But yeah. And then, can't wait for that. It's gonna be awesome. I'm still deciding. I might order it and then see what happens. I might cancel it, but to make my decision. Get my order in now, though.
Yeah, and I guess it's been out about a week at this point that we're talking about it here, but the Nosferatu trailer.
Oh, your boy Robert Eggers.
I'd love to have him on here.
That'd be cool, man.
I still haven't seen The Northman, but I mean, I I love The Witch. I know you're not a big fan.
Not that one, no.
I love The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse was fucking solid. Yeah,
But,
the trailer looks good, dude. The differences and things. Like, did you see the comparison they did? It's really
No,
cool.
I haven't seen that. I'll have to find that.
Well, like in the one scene, it shows you like how in the old trailer, his silhouette is over the people, and then in the new trailer, it's his hands shadow. Like it's like subtle differences, but very much in the same vein. And Bull looks like he has hair. Well, I mean, I guess Count Orloff, the Nosferatu has the hair above his ears anyway, but just from what you see from the back of his head, it looks like he has maybe a little bit more hair than we're used to.
I still wish that Defoe would have been Nosferatu.
That would have been awesome.
But, I mean, I'm still going to see it anyway.
That'll be one we definitely see for sure. Definitely going to review that one. We'll go see that, like, we'll do a midnight screening like when we were in high school.
Have to make sure the kids are asleep.
All right, well, with that, let's wrap up the smoke session. Head into our review of The First Omen.
All right, so what did you think of that Mischief, since there ain't any reviews?
I'm, like you said, I'm still really fucked. We did dab hits. We did the caviar blunt. We're recording both episodes back to back, so with no space in between, it's hard to differentiate. But I am blasted right now, bro. I'm gone. I mean, it was good. It tasted good, and I'm on another level. I'm Matthew McConaughey high right now.
All right. Are you going to get naked and play bongos?
Maybe later.
Maybe later. After I leave, hopefully.
Yeah.
So anyway, Father Brennan confronts Father Harris regarding an occult plot. Disturbed, Harris gives Brennan a photograph of an infant with the name Skiana inscribed. Soon after, Harris meets a gruesome end when a fallen pipe cleaves his open head. Watching
that shit was gnarly. I was like, where's this going? And then he turns around. Oh, shit.
It felt like the original.
Yeah, it was nice.
Watching the first scene when I saw Father Harris, I was like, oh shit, it's Tywin Lannister.
Always.
And then after seeing Father Brennan, I went, oh shit, it's Cleftjaw. I don't know what it is with, like, it seems like Game of Thrones actors end up working together on stuff. Like, you'll see one, like, The Witch, Robert Ennis. Mm-hmm. Or I'm sorry, Ralph Ennis.
Ralph Ennis, right.
I forget the other lady's name. She was the mother was feeding the kid off her titty.
Yeah.
They were the husband and wife in The Witch. I'm like, all these Game of Thrones actors seem to end up working together on shit. And why Ralph Ennis always sound like Andre the Giant?
He does. I never thought of that.
You got that deep sounding voice.
Very gargling rocks.
Also, the scene with Margaret with the mask on, looking like the Gimp from Pulp Fiction. It felt more like the opening of an Exorcist movie, I thought, than The Omen.
Yeah, I agree. This is definitely a darker Omen movie. It's not as, it doesn't feel as American.
In Rome, 1971, amid left-wing demonstrators, American novice Margaret Dano arrives in, I'm going to butcher this, Vizardelli.
Yeah, you got to use the hand gesture.
Vizardelli Orphanage.
There you go.
I was going to say I should do the rest of it like that, but I won't.
Don't.
There she encounters Cardinal Lawrence, Father Gabriel, Abbess Sister Silva, and Nun Angelica, and her fellow novice and roommate Luz. I did like some Luz.
You were lusted for Luz?
We're going to start that as a hashtag. Luz invites Margaret to a disco where they meet two men. Luz dances with one while Margaret dances with the other, named Paulo, before blacking out. And she awakens the next morning with no memory of the previous night.
Wonder what could have happened.
Yeah, wonder what could have happened. Could it be a Rosemary Baby kind of situation here? Margaret grows close to Carlita, a mistreated orphan tormented by disturbed visions. Father Brennan warns Margaret that malevolent things will happen around Carlita. Margaret witnesses Carlita showing Angelica a drawing of a pregnant woman being restrained. Moments later, Angelica self-immolates and hangs herself like in the OG. But they had to step it up here and add some fire. Mm-hmm. Dude, she when she was coming out, I was like, why is this lady sweaty as fuck?
I was like, she greasy as shit.
I was like, she greasy, sweaty. Always compare it to her. Why can't I think of his name? Our fucking guy from
Maniac.
Yeah, you see.
Just yeah, got the Maniac meat sweats.
Yes. God damn. I don't know what it says that, like, I didn't really give you a whole lot of information. You just automatically knew where I was going.
His teeth just glistening.
Frank, just greasy.
Just greasy. Yeah, just.
That's what she looked like coming out.
That Maniac grease.
I mean, all she needs to say is, "This is all for you, Damien," and it would have been like just like the original. But jeez, where was I? There we go. Brennan explains that extremists within the church, desperate to reclaim power against the rise of secularism, are attempting to bring about the Antichrist to instill fear and drive people back to the church. That's a bold fucking strategy.
I know that's a crazy reason to do this.
That's the enemy of my enemy, I guess. With Carlita intending to be the mother. During a faith trip, a riot erupts and Margaret experiences demonic hallucinations. Sister Silva postpones Margaret's vows and orders her to distance herself from Carlita. She sees Paolo, who like just freaks the fuck out while wandering the streets, and he wants nothing to do with her. He tells her to search for the mark before just getting wrecked by a truck. Margaret ends up with half a body, which she somehow couldn't tell she only had an upper body.
I thought that too. The weight had to have been off, but I think the shock had set in.
You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. Lieutenant Paolo.
Paolo Dan.
Margaret sneaks into Sister Silva's office and discovers a hidden underground chamber with a series of subject files all labeled Skiana. They contain photos of mostly deformed infants with birthmarks in the shape of 3 6s, with Carlita seemingly to be the only survivor. Margaret is intercepted and spots the mark on Carlita's palate before being imprisoned. As she's leaving, she has those folders like half-ass covered. It's like so bad. She's like trying to like pretend like she doesn't have these, and I'm like, I don't even know if a third of this fucking thing is covered right now. Like, this is a terrible fucking plan. Anyway, Father Gabriel liberates Margaret, and as they examine the files with Brennan, they discover that another baby had survived. Margaret locates the mark on her own scalp and suddenly remembers being forcefully impregnated like Rosemary's Baby in a satanic ritual that night as she blacked out at the disco. See, disco's evil is what you should take from this movie.
Kiss was right.
It's where bad shit happens. The devil needs to mate with his own offspring to conceive the Antichrist, and Margaret has been brought to Rome because Carlita is too young. The group drives off to have the pregnancy terminated, but another car crashes into theirs en route, and then Margaret's womb just like magically fills. Then she starts doing a Thriller dance in the street for some reason.
The Thriller dance.
Dude, that shit seems so unnecessary. She's just like jerking her body.
Yeah.
I should have had Vincent Price do a voiceover for it. Anyway.
That was good.
She awakens strapped to a hospital bed, like it's the Curse of Michael Myers, and greeted by Cardinal Lawrence, the head of the conspiracy. She's in the delivery room, which I said looks like the Curse of Michael Myers, got all these candles everywhere and shit.
And old man creepers.
Except it's the dad is having the baby instead of the uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way, it's not good. Oh, jeez. The devil... jeez. Cardinal... I went way too far back, just like last episode. Cardinal Lawrence and the other conspirators watch as she gives birth to twins via cesarean, a girl and a boy. The later is hailed as the Antichrist. Luz and the man who was with Paolo at the disco are revealed to be among the conspirators. Pretending to be complicit when asked to hold the baby, Margaret stabs Lawrence but cannot bring herself to kill her son. Luz stabs Margaret as the conspirators flee with the boy and set the chamber on fire to cover their tracks. Carlita saves Margaret and her daughter, and Margaret sees a Germanic. Have you ever heard of the Germanic? That's what Alex Pereira uses, the demonic.
Black magic.
Margaret sees a demonic jackal in the flames. The baby boy is given to the American diplomat Robert Thorne to replace the child his wife Catherine and him had supposedly miscarried. Years later, Margaret lives secluded in the mountains with Carlita and her daughter, now a content family. Brennan appears and warns that her conspirators will be hunting her and that her son has been named Damien.
I love that, before you go into your review, I just wanted to say that I love how they showed Robert Thorne, Jeffrey Peck's picture in the file, that they actually tied it into, like, right with the birthing scene of the original film. I really liked how it, like, cohesively went kind of in right. You could literally watch them back to back. That was cool.
Yeah, so for me, maybe I'm maybe I'm just becoming bitter. But this is another film that had a great rating from critics and fans on Rotten Tomatoes that I just didn't enjoy. Halfway through, I even took some huge dabs and still couldn't get back into it. It feels like we've seen this before. The jump scares were predictable. Ralph Ennis was the only bright spot to me. I enjoyed him as Brennan. Everything else kind of just felt flat. The ending felt predictable from the beginning.
Damn.
The movie was too long. This is like Rob Zombie's Halloween and the fact that I didn't need this movie.
Damn.
The little twist of the Thorn baby. And not actually dying was a big, okay, cool, I guess. About them saying that Thorn's baby didn't actually die.
Yeah.
I have no desire to really ever watch it again. I don't think it's all time bad, but it's just a pointless feeling movie. I'll go like a 3 out of 10.
Jesus, a 3 out of 10. All right.
That's how I felt.
Damn. Okay. So the thing that I liked right away was how this movie felt different. I mentioned earlier a little bit about that, but it felt foreign. All of the Omen movies are American. So to take that away, and it makes this seem more like a foreign picture, and I think that was a good move. The First Omen feels like an Italian film, and to be more specific, I got vibes from Mikhail Solovey's The Sect and the Church, strong vibes from Argento, and with the imagery and the high-class style of shooting, some vampire as well, or vampire, however you say that. It's impossible not to think of Rosemary's Baby when watching this. It's obvious. And the water-breaking scene that you're referring to with her breakdancing in the street or doing the Thriller in the street. That's extremely reminiscent, almost completely a ripoff of Isabelle Adjani's performance in Possession. Well, with that being said, the other Omen films sucked. Every one of them. Even the fourth one when they made it a girl. The only one that stands up to the original is the remake, and that's a cheat because the remake is almost as straightforward of a remake as Psycho was. It offered nothing new. Whereas the First Omen takes us to a time before Damien is born and shows us the setup of what it took to get him here and who was manipulated and why. Yet another movie with creepy shit going on in the Catholic Church. Go figure. Nothing to complain about from the acting for me, honestly, from anyone. I think everyone did a good job, especially Ralph Ineson, as you said, as Father Brennan. The suspense was masterclass. The birthing scene, holy shit. You see a big old demon hand coming out of that gianty, don't you? That shit's wild. And covering all that alien egg slime, too. Just, whew, yeah. I'm not a fan of the nun hanging herself. It was nice that they added that. That they added the fire, because that builds to 2 scenes later with the burned nun that are actually the scariest scenes in the movie. But the hanging was just done to give people a taste and reminder of the original. It was unnecessary and redundant. And towards the end, when they start going deep into the mark, it becomes more predictable. And I'm not a fan of the afterbirth scenes where it looks like Margaret is now going to go after Damien. I hope this didn't lead to a sequel of that fashion because that's just bad, and we all know how that ends anyway. Yeah. I feel like the ending was left open like that on purpose in case they decide to go back and make another. This is the best Omen sequel or prequel. It's the best Omen movie in the series besides the original. It's still a large gap between them. But this one actually was likable. There's actually a lot more about it that I liked than I did not like. But there was a lot of room to be improved upon, but it was a big step in the right direction. But I'm apprehensive to another one. But I'll give this one a 7 out of 10. Rewatchable and ownable for me.
I hope they don't make another one.
All right, so
I'm looking more forward. Like if they said they were going to make like a trilogy or something out of it, I'd more look forward to watching the Strangers trilogy that's supposed to be coming out than this.
I can't. Well, the thing is, with where the story's leading, I would agree with you. I'd say anytime if it was like Omen or Strangers, I'm Omen. But if it's like a follow up of Margaret going after Damien, where we know Damien's going to win, she's going to die, or the new Strangers movie where they might do something new, I'm going to give the Strangers a chance. Like I said, it was good enough that I liked it, but not good enough that I want more.
It just feels
You know
unnecessary.
what I mean?
I feel like I didn't need this movie. I was okay with just the original.
Well, the Omen's that one series I feel like that they haven't taken advantage of enough, and I feel like the fact that this got good reviews might have just done it in. Now I feel like now it's about to be fucking Omen City. Like Damien's gonna be, there's gonna be like 4 fucking, they're gonna jigsaw it. They're gonna do another prequel, so it's gonna be like, okay, so now there's a second movie before the original film, and then they're gonna be like, let's do one after the original film now, and then go, hey, let's go back and do one in between the first 2 that we did that were
Damien
prequels.
versus Hellraiser.
Just stop, man, just stop. But yeah, give us another sequel to Hulu Razor. I'd be down for that.
Yeah. All right, I think we're done here.
Yeah, probably.
Thanks to all the horror hounds and smokers out there for tuning in. Make sure to follow us online. We'll announce our episode online. So, High on Horror 420, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Or I already said Facebook, didn't I? Yeah, YouTube. Send us your PPA questions, highonhorror420@gmail.com, and check out our website, highonhorror.com. Guess that'll about wrap her up. Catch you later.
Hit those like and subscribe buttons on your way out. See you next week.